So depending upon how you're feeling, you can sit with your knees on the ground, knees bent, feet on the ground if you're someone who doesn't like sitting in a cross-legged position, or you can bring one heel in all the way toward your groin, other heel out in front of it. So you are imagining as if there's a string on the crown of your head pulling you up nice and tall. Roll the shoulder blades back and a magnet in between your belly button and your spine. We'll just start with the neck. You're going to take your right hand to the left side of your head, and then carefully walk the left fingertips out. So I'm not going to mirror you like I normally do in class. I'm going to do my real rights and lefts, so don't let that mess you up. So walking the left fingertips out intensifies the stretch on the left side of the neck. If it's too much, you can always bring your hand into your lap as best as you can. Redirecting your breath to a nostril one, in through the nose and out through the nose. 2 more breaths here. Inhale, fill up. As you exhale, drop your chin to the collarbone. So you're looking down now towards your right knee. Chin comes to the right side of your collarbone, and then walk the left fingertips away. So I think I hear a couple of people that might not be on mute. If you are not sure, just double check your computer. Make sure you're on mute, please. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Make some slow half circles here. The closer you bring your chin to your chest, the more of a stretch you will feel in the back of the neck. And then carefully roll your left ear to your left shoulder. Take your left hand to the right side of your head. Carefully walk the right fingertips out, now stretching out the right side of the neck. And just as the other side, if you want less, inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. 1 more inhale, and then exhale, drop your chin to your collarbone, look down to the left knee, and walk the right fingertips away. So I still hear 1 person. If everyone could double check, make sure they're on mute. Just because if I'm the only one talking, that's do this. And then you'll drop your chin to your collarbone again and put your fingers behind your head. You're going to start to round your upper body all the way forward. Point your elbows towards your feet. When your next inhale comes, gaze will lift up past me toward the ceiling. You're arching the spine, opening up the chest, cow pose, and then exhale, rounding back forward for cat. Inhale, open up the chest, arch the spine, look up, and then exhale, round. Go for 2 more. Inhale, and exhale. Do 1 more on your own. If you're spending some time seated throughout the day, that's a great way to sort of reverse any of that hunching stuff that happens. After your last one, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, lift up all the way, gaze and palms near the top. Exhale, big press away. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Last time, inhale, lift up as high as you can. On the exhale, take your twist to the right. Right hand comes down behind you like a kickstand. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, twist the spine. Inhale, sit up. And exhale, twist. Last time, inhale, exhale, twist out all the way. Come on back up to neutral as you inhale. Take your twist to the other side. Left hand down behind, right hand to the outside of the left leg. Going through your breathing here, so not only is twisting good for your spine, maybe you got a crack or a pop, but it's also great for digestion. So after lunch, if you're feeling a little stuffed, just take a couple twists. Come on back up to neutral, and then let it go. You're going to plant your right hand down, left arm reaches all the way up and over, finding your side body stretch. So you want to have a soft little bend in your elbow, and you're reaching your left fingertips all the way up and over. You don't want to have spaghetti arms. You want your arm to be framing your head nice and firmly. You're reaching through all the way your middle fingernail. You should feel a nice stretch in your side body. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, reach a little longer. Inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then use your inhale to lift back up. Now left hand down, right arm up and over. The right arm is framing your head. Have a soft little bend in that left elbow, reaching your fingertips for the opposite end of the room. 2 more breaths here. And then inhale, sit back up. Interlace your fingers behind your back. You're going to draw your palms together, knuckles down to the ground. So your hands should be kind of past your tailbone at this point. So rotating the shoulders away from the body, externally rotating. Squeeze nice and tight. If I were to come to your homes and try to place a pencil in between your shoulder blades, it would not move. Take the biggest inhale you've taken so far this quarantine, and exhale out with a big sigh. like you've been stuck in the house for 2 weeks. Inhale. One more time. Inhale. Good. Arms are out into a T shape. You're going to take your right arm, cross it underneath your left, hook at the elbows, and hug opposite shoulders. So for some of us, this might be enough of a stretch. If you're more than comfortable here, stay. If you feel like you can go a little bit deeper, you're invited to release your fingertips, and you'll take your right fingers around the left wrist. You're gonna line your elbows and your shoulders up. It should start to feel pretty awkward. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, push them out towards your screen. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, push out. Last time, inhale. Exhale, press out all the way. Hold it here as you inhale again. And then exhale, let it go back to your T shape. Other side, left arm underneath the right, hook at the elbows. You can hug opposite shoulders to start, or you can regrip your left fingers now around the right wrist. Elbows and shoulders line up. Inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, push the elbows out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, press out all the way. Hold it here as you inhale again. And exhale, let it go. Shake it out. You're going to grab your strap. So whatever your strap is, just being careful not to totally break it. You're going to make your grip nice and wide and take some pass-throughs. So if you have good shoulder mobility and this doesn't really feel very challenging, you can shorten your grip. And same goes with the opposite way. If you feel that your shoulders maybe are a little tight this morning, widen your grip. So again, we're externally rotating the shoulders away from the body, getting rid of all that hunching that happens from spending too much time sitting. And on that note, I've got a great chair yoga pamphlet that I would love to share with you all. So at the end of this session, feel free to drop your email, and I would love to share some resources with you all that I created. Let's take about 3 more. So aside from the shoulders, you're also opening up the chest, clearing out the airway, which is a great way to just kind of protect your lungs from allergy season, just right around the corner. Last one. And then let that go, shake it off. Back to neutral. You're going to make your grip a little bit shorter now, maybe about like as wide as your knees, probably like 1.5 foot strap left. You're going to bring your arms up into a letter Y shape, and then you're going to bend your elbows so you create a right angle. From that right angle, you're puffing your chest out, drawing the elbows back. So just like we did before, if I were to come around with a pencil, try to place it between your shoulders, it would stay perfectly still because your shoulders are kissing each other here. You should feel like a really big pull in the armpit area as well. Taking is okay, holding your breath is not. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go, shake it off. Last stretch with the strap. You're going to place the strap in your right hand. You're going to bend the elbow. Maybe rest your hand on the top of your spine. You want that elbow, shoulder, hip connection here for symmetry. Wrap your left arm around, grab the strap, pull the strap down. And you should feel a pretty big tricep stretch. Hold it here for about 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, let that go, shake it off. Other side, strap comes in the left hand. You're going to go for that same elbow, shoulder, hip connection. Wrap your right arm around and pull the strap down. Take about 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, let it go, shake it off. You're going to toss your strap off to the side, remove any props that you were sitting on, and meet me in a tabletop position. So in your tabletop position, your shoulders are directly above your hands, belly button draws in tight to your spine, hips are above the knees. You're going to begin with your toes tucked into the mat. When your inhale comes, drop your belly, lift your hips, look all the way up to the ceiling. This is cow pose. As you exhale, you're going to bring the knees opposite towards your feet and the back of the mat, rounding the spine for cat. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the hips, arch the spine, cow, and then exhale, round for cat. You can take about 5 more on your own. I'm going to continue and sort of explain the alignment. So when you're in cat pose, someone call me?
Get down on the floor, you. For your knees.
Good, so someone's not on mute. Double check it, please. One more cat-cow.
Just watch what she's doing. She's in our house.
And then come on back to neutral.
Whoop.
So from your neutral spine, we'll stretch out the wrists. Take your right fingertips out toward the right. So if that's enough of a stretch, you can stay. If you feel like you can handle more of a wrist stretch, find any angle between the side of your room and your knee. So you don't really necessarily have to have the hands facing your knee directly. It can literally be any angle, whatever you can tolerate. Tuck your toes into the mat and gently start to shift your body weight forward and backward. You should feel a pretty big wrist stretch here. This is a great stretch to incorporate to your day if you spend a lot of time writing, typing, texting.
Feel it.
The next time you come back, hold it there for an extra moment. And then let it go, shake it off. Other side, left fingertips out toward the left. There, or find any angle between your left knee that works. And gently start to rock your body weight forward and backward. So if you're a righty, you might notice that the left side is significantly easier. This is also a good point to talk about.
It's not my house.
What is stretching, what is overstretching.
The opposite way,
It's
though.
just about at that maximum point where you're feeling like maxed out sensation, not pain. You should never be in pain. Next time you come back, hold it
I'm
there.
always in pain.
And then let it go, shake it off. So somebody's not on mute. It's going to be distracting for everybody else. So everybody please take a moment before we move on, check your screens. If you go to the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you should see a mute button. So if everyone could please check that out so that it's less distracting for others, I'd appreciate it. Once you've done that, let's continue with a couple more shoulder stretches. Inhale, reach your right fingertips up to the ceiling, open up the chest. As you exhale, thread your right arm through your left, come all the way down onto your right shoulder, right ear is on the floor. You're going to take your left hand and first walk it forward, stay here, or hook your left arm around for your lower back. So what we end up doing is internally rotating the right shoulder, externally rotating the left shoulder. If you cannot comfortably place your head on the ground, take one of your books, place your book underneath your head. It is totally okay to have weight on your head here. One more inhale. As you exhale, you're going to place your left hand down next to your face. All the body weight in your left hand as you come on off that right shoulder. Other side, left fingertips up to the ceiling. Thread your left arm through your right. Come on down to the left shoulder. Head comes onto the ground. You can begin by walking the right fingertips forward or hook your right arm around for your lower back. Thread the needle. Hips should stay up nice and high here. Take 2 more breaths. On your next exhale, place your right hand down next to your face. All of the body weight in the right hand as you come on off that left shoulder. Last upper body stretch for now. In your tabletop position, you're going to keep your hips up nice and high, but walk your upper body forward for puppy dog pose. The puppy dog pose is half of the downward facing dog. Your hands are pressing into the mat, forehead is into the mat, and what you should feel is your shoulders lifting up and your spine sinking down. So when we move into downward facing dog momentarily, this is the exact same upper back stretch I want you to feel. If your head does not comfortably touch the ground, place a book underneath it. Or if you have a little pillow, place a pillow underneath it. You should not be sitting on your heels. Hips should be up nice and high. You should feel the shoulders lifting up and the spine sinking down. Take 2 more breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale it all the way and then come on back up to your tabletop. So we are going to use downward facing dog a couple of times today. If downward dog is not comfortable for you, that's absolutely okay. I would recommend instead taking a child's pose, which is this. You're going to sit on top of your heels, belly rest on your thighs, and walk your body forward. So anytime we go to downward dog, feel free to always take that pose. Moving on, so come back to your tabletop. Tuck your right toes to the back edge of your mat. Left toes will meet. You're in plank pose first. From your plank, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. So if you need that child's pose, go ahead and take it. Otherwise, we're in down dog for a couple breaths, just going through the alignment. Starting with the hands, you are pressing in between the thumb and the index finger. That's the strongest part of your hand. It will keep the wrist safe. Your head is framed by your arms. Your gaze is in between your feet. That's going to keep your neck safe. You should feel that exact same upper back stretch, shoulders lifting up, spine sinking down. So you're pushing your chest back towards your thighs, lifting your hips up toward the ceiling. And you should also feel quite a big hamstring stretch here. If it's too intense, you can bend your knees as much as you need to. So if you take a quick look at me, my belly's resting on my thighs. It can be that dramatic of a bend, whatever you need. And lastly, you might even feel a little bit of a toe stretch. Everybody, one more big inhale, fill up all the way. As you exhale in your downward dog, bend your knees, look forward, walk your feet up to your hands, place your hands into your shins, flatten out your back, and then exhale, lower down. Press through the big toes, inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Good, so at the top of your mat, you're gonna inhale, lift up, gaze and palms meet at the top, and exhale, lower down. Inhale, press your hands into your shins, flatten out the back. Exhale, lower. Press firmly through the big toes. Inhale, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna come down again. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Inhale, press your hands into your shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, you're gonna lower down, and this time hold on to opposite elbows. This is ragdoll position. So from a front view, this is what we look like, and from a side view, this is what we look like. Your head is framed by your arms. You have a soft bend in the knees if you need it. Belly can even rest on the thighs. And you're just kind of swaying side to side here. Anytime your chest is glued to your thighs, you are stretching out the lower back. And in this position, you might also feel a pretty big hamstring stretch. Remember, if it's too much, just bend your knees. Wrap your hands around your waist, give it a squeeze. Inhale, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Good, so one more shoulder stretch. If you have a blank wall, go ahead and find it. I'm just gonna kneel so I don't have to adjust my camera. You're going to line your ankle, hip, and shoulder into the wall. And then you're going to take your arm out into 3 o'clock position. So you don't always have to be standing for this one. I imagine a lot of us are spending a lot of time at desks and seated, so that's why this class is super upper body heavy. So you're here in 3 o'clock position. It should feel okay. And then if you lift it up to 2 o'clock, the stretch intensifies just a little bit. So aside from spending time seated, 2 o'clock is intense too if you are guilty of carrying a pocketbook that's heavier than a small child, or if you are in the gym lifting a lot of weights up overhead, it just kind of gets sensitive up there. And then when you're ready, you can bring it down to 4 o'clock, which should feel pretty good. One more inhale, and then exhale out all the way, let that go. You're going to shift around for the other side. We want to bring ankle, hip, and shoulder into the wall. Arm comes out to 9 o'clock position. So if one side feels different than the other, that's completely okay. Just something you want to be mindful of outside of class. Maybe you only sleep on one side. That could cause that slight little imbalance. You can bring your arm up now to 10 o'clock position. Maybe in normal times you only carry a pocketbook or a backpack on one side, so you'll want to consider changing it up. And then lastly, bring it down to 8 o'clock position, which should feel pretty good. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. So if you're kneeling, come on up to a standing position. You're all going to stay at your wall. I'm just going to shift over to a different view here. So we have one more wall and hamstring stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your arms out about shoulder height. You're going to keep your right foot forward and take a step back with your left leg. Arms should be completely straight. You're going to drop your head in between your arms, and you're keeping both of your legs absolutely straight here, and you should feel a big hamstring stretch on the right side. You should also feel that very similar downward dog stretch where your shoulders are lifting up and your spine is sinking down. Your goal is to keep both of your legs absolutely straight, and you're squeezing your legs together to keep your hips squared off. One more inhale. Exhale out all the way, and then you're inhaling to lift back up. Let's switch sides. Left foot forward, right foot behind you. Arms stay stick straight, and you're gonna drop the head in between the arms. Anytime we come from down to up, like in this position, you always want to use an inhale. That's gonna help you avoid a rush of blood to the head. So same rule on this side. We want to keep the legs absolutely stick straight. You should feel a really big, juicy stretch on the left side now. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And then inhale to rise back up. Good. So everybody's going to make their way back to the back of their mat this time. So from the back of your mat, we're going to make our way back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift up, gaze and palm to the top. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, press your hands into your shins, flatten out the back. As you exhale, walk your hands forward to your plank pose. Once you get to your plank, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And again, if downward dog is not for you, please take a child's pose. So second downward facing dog, hopefully it's starting to feel a little bit better from all the upper body stretching we're doing. We're here for about 3 more breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Try to push your chest back towards your thighs. In a perfect yoga world, you create so much space in the upper back and your chest that the crown of your head comfortably touches the mat on the floor. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, everybody's going to take a child's pose. Knees and feet together. Sit on top of your heels and walk your upper body forward. So same as that standing forward fold in child's pose, we are stretching out the lower back here. Knees are to chest. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to make your way back to your tabletop position. You're all going to stay vertically on your mat. I'm just going to face you this way. So I recommend having your make-believe yoga blocks nearby, just in case you need them. We're going to do some hip stretching that might require that extra support. So from your tabletop position, you're going to take your right toes, tuck them to the back edge of your mat, and start to rock your body weight forward and backward over that heel. So what you should start to feel is a big stretch happening everywhere from the knee down. So calf, Achilles heel, arch of the foot, toes. You're going to lift your right leg up, cross it over your left. Keep your arms stick straight. Dip your hips to the right. You should feel like a subtle little hip stretch here. For some of us, it might be really gentle. Others, not so much. Just be patient with it. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Send it out to the side. So take a look out to the right. You want your heel and your hip in one straight line. The big toe edge of your foot is into the floor. Sole of the foot is off of the floor. So give your leg a little shimmy if the sole of your foot is on the floor. And you should feel a really big stretch on the inside of your thigh. So if you're spending a lot of time walking, running, exercising, this is a really great stretch to keep your hips nice and safe. You have the option to stay on your hands, or you can drop down to your forearms. If you find that you have one forearm successfully down and one hand up, I'd rather you not be lopsided. So that's where our props come in handy. You can place the book on the ground and bring your forearms to the books. Same goes for if it's really uncomfortable to have your hands on the ground, bring your hands underneath the book. I always like to say if the floor is far away, bring the floor to you. So if you came down, make your way back up to your hands, please. And however you can get it there, you're going to bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Symmetry is super important, so take a moment, look out to the right. You want to make sure your knee is stacked on top of your ankle. It should never be too far forward or too far backward. That's how we sort of risk injuries happening. Once you have that symmetry, you're going to line your right arm back up with your right leg. Plant both hands firmly into the ground, tuck your toes into the mat, come on off your left knee, excuse me. You're going to shimmy your left leg as far back as you can get it, and then drop the left knee down, uncurl your toes. So here we are in lizard pose. Gently start to rock your body weight forward and backward. So for some of us, this might not be the happiest place in the world, but it's a very necessary stretch. You should feel like a pinching sort of a sensation in the right side, and like an elongating sensation in the left side. Just bringing a little bit of mobility to the hips. Next time you come forward, hang out here for an extra moment. So you have the option to stay on your hands. That might be more than enough. If you need extra support, same as earlier, bring a block underneath your hands. That's perfectly fine too. If you want to explore intensifying the stretch, you can start to begin to travel your forearms down to the ground. Just as we mentioned earlier, if you find that one forearm is down, one hand is up, we don't want that, because if you look at my shoulders, I'm already lopsided. Bring your props underneath your forearms. We're gonna hold it here just for a little while. So for next class, if you had trouble finding a yoga block, I don't expect everybody to have it. I would recommend having a couple of hardcover textbooks. I've got the Thesaurus, I've got the Chicago Manual of Style, all great resources for yoga now. So you can stay here, and your stretch is probably starting to get super intense. And when things get intense in yoga, you really want to start to activate that nostril breath. The more intense the stretch is, the deeper your breath should become. Everybody's down here for about 5 more breaths. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Maybe you want to start to press your body weight forward a little bit more to intensify the stretch. Last 2 breaths here. And then you're going to use your next inhale to gently press back up into your hands. And then you're going to carefully start to shift your body weight onto your left knee. Wrap your hands around your waist. Anytime we're stretching out the hips, we're sort of blocking the flow of the blood, and we want to stretch out the hamstring to counter that. So we're standing on the left knee. If that's sensitive, place like a pillow or something underneath it. You're going to shimmy your right leg all the way forward. Straighten out the right leg, curl your toes back towards your face. Roll the shoulder blade up and back. Take an inhale. With a flat back, exhale, start to shift your body weight forward. You should feel a really big hamstring stretch here. If it feels okay, and only if you can keep this right leg straight, I'm offering you the option to bring your hands down to the floor. But if you find your knee starts to bend, that's not the option for you. We want to keep the knee nice and straight. And for an extra treat, keep curling the toes back. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to carefully lift back up, send that right knee back to meet your left. You can take a child's pose if you like. If you want a downward facing dog, go for a downward facing dog. I'm going to give everybody about 3 breaths to pull it together, and then we'll meet for the other side. For the other side, I'm going to face you guys vertically so you can just see a different angle of this. So when you're ready, we're all going to meet in a tabletop position. Back to the left side now. Tuck your left toes to the back edge of your mat and gently start to push your body weight forward and backward. So if you notice when I press back, my toes get a really big stretch, the arch of my foot, the Achilles heel, the calf. Next time you come back, you're going to lift the left leg up, cross it over your right. Arms stay stick straight, dip your hips to the left. You should start to feel that pull on the left side. Take 3 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out. Use your next inhale to lift your left leg up. Now send it out to the left. So same idea as the other side. We want that heel to hip connection. The big toe edge of your foot is into the ground. Sole of the foot is off the ground. So take a moment to just shimmy your leg into that position. You can stay here on your hands, or if you want more of a stretch, drop down to your forearms. If you find you are halfway, take the blocks or your books, place your books under the forearms. Same deal, if you find that it's really hard to hold your hands, bring your hands on top of books. Always give yourself support. Let's take about 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose, and exhale through the nose. 1 more inhale. As you exhale, however you can get it there, bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. So if you take a look at my knee and my ankle, it's in a straight line. That's the expectation for everybody. It's a safety thing. Once you get that line up, you're going to take your left arm, bring it to connect with your left leg. Tuck your right toes into the mat, coming off your right knee. Shimmy your right leg as far back as you can get it. And then you'll drop the right knee down. So here we are in lizard pose again. And gently just start to rock your body weight forward and backward. You should feel the exact same thing on this side. A little bit of a pinching sensation in the left hip and like an elongating sensation in the right hip. Next time you come forward, you're going to hold it here for an extra moment. So, same as the other side. Option 1 is to stay on your hands. If you need that extra support, bring a book underneath your hands, elevate yourselves a little bit. If you want to explore the option to intensify the stretch, drop your forearms down to the ground. Same deal, if you have 1 forearm down, 1 hand up, bring a book underneath your forearms. Everybody's going to hold this for about 10 breaths. So as with many other stretches, one side might feel a little bit different than the other side. That's completely okay for us in class. That's just something that happens in life outside of class. Maybe you favor one side. I know personally when I'm sitting in a chair, I like to lean my hip over to the left, and that causes some tightness. So maybe that's something you can relate to. Just always something to be as aware as possible. We're here for about 3 more breaths. If you want to intensify the stretch, maybe go for it here. Last 2 breaths. 1 more inhale, fill up all the way. Exhale out completely, and then you're going to gently just start to press your body weight up so that now you're standing on top of your right knee. So if you're on a hardwood floor and it's really difficult to have your weight on the right knee, I recommend folding up the mat a little bit or placing your pillow underneath it. Hands wrap around your waist. You're going to shimmy your left heel as far forward as you can. Curl your toes back towards your face. Leg is stitched straight. Roll the shoulder blades up and back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, gently start to press your body weight forward, and you should feel that really big hamstring stretch. If you feel like you're a little wobbly and balancing is challenging here, check to make sure your heel and your knee are not in one straight line. You want to have them out away from each other a little bit. Being on a tightrope makes it challenging to balance. If you feel like you have the flexibility, if you try to bring your hands to the ground, only go there if you can keep your left leg straight. If you are somewhere in between, you want to bring your blocks or your books underneath your hands, that's fine too. 1 more inhale. Exhale out all the way. Gently bring your hands back to your hips. You're going to drag that left foot back. This time for your child's pose, knees come as wide as the mat, big toes together, heels apart, and you're going to walk your body forward for your child's pose position. So this child's pose is a little bit different. We're stretching the insides of the thighs a little bit more. Your forehead should be glued into the floor. If it's not comfortable to have your forehead in the floor, you can place one of your books underneath the forehead. And from here, I want you just to press into your fingertips. Pressing into your fingertips should give you a very similar stretch to downward dog. You should feel the shoulders lifting up and the spine sinking down. From here, walk your fingertips to the left corner of your mat. If you want a deeper stretch, you can walk your left hand on top of your right. You should feel the stretch in the left side of your body. The right side of your body, starting in the armpit, traveling down the rib cage, and stopping by about the hip. Walk your fingertips forward through the center and then over to the other side. Fingertips are toward the right corner of the mat now, and same idea. If you want to intensify the stretch, walk your left hand on top of your right. Last 2 breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, walk back to the middle of your mat. Take that final child's pose. And then you'll let it go. If you want a downward dog or a vinyasa, feel free to take it. Otherwise, everybody's going to transition onto their backs. You'll need your books and your strap nearby. So I'm going to flip over to face you this way. So we're just going to finish up with a couple more lower body stretches. We want your books and your strap on the right side of your body. You're going to lie down flat on your back. And then when you're ready, you're going to take your strap. You're going to place your strap on your right foot. Hold onto the strap with both hands, and you're going to allow your left leg to rest on the mat. Holding onto the strap, you're pulling your leg in towards your body and then letting it go for your hamstring stretch. So the hamstring is a very, very delicate muscle. It's super easy to accidentally overdo it. So if you find that this stretch is really, really intense, have a soft little bend in the knee. That's going to make it easier. Great stretch to do if you're about to go for a really long walk, bike ride, run, all that good stuff. You're going to pause in the middle here. Line your heel and your hip up with each other as best as you can, and then make some slow circles with your heel about the size of an apple. So you're moving the leg around a little bit, just kind of bringing some more mobility to the hip joint. And then circle out in the other direction. Taking a pause from there. So the strap will come in the right hand. I recommend starting with a block off the right hip just for extra support in case you need it. Strap is in the right hand, left arm drops out into a T shape, Drop your right leg all the way out to the right and allow the books to stop you from going all the way to the edge. So if you think about a clock, our head and left leg are 12 and 6 o'clock. Your right leg and your left arm are at 3 and 9 o'clock. You should feel a really big stretch on the inside of your right leg. And if you get to that point where the books are stopping you, you can try to remove a book, see how that goes. But the main goal is that you don't want the left side of your body leaving the ground. The minute that the left side of your body leaves the ground, we start to get unbalanced there. You can keep curling your toes back towards your face. Take 2 more breaths. Use your next inhale to bring your right leg back up to the middle of your body. Take a pause. The strap now transfers to the left hand. Your right arm drops out to a T shape, and then you're going to take your right leg all the way out to the left. So normally I can get my right leg all the way down to the ground, and if you feel you have the flexibility, I invite you to do that. But I'm actually glad that my staircase is blocking me over here, because a lot of us, it is really challenging to get your leg to the ground, and having walls and couches nearby, those are props to help give you that extra support. But if you're practicing this near a wall or a couch, what you can do is just kind of shimmy your body over to the right and allow your leg to get deeper and deeper as you progress. So what you should be feeling here is a really big stretch starting in the right armpit, traveling down the rib cage, continuing through the hip, and then right through the outside of your thigh or your IT band. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, and then use your inhale to bring that right leg back up. We're still on the right side, but you'll remove your strap. You're going to bend your left knee, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, creating a figure 4 shape. So we're moving into pigeon pose on our backs. If you have a solid pigeon pose normally, feel free to go ahead and take it from downward dog. We're going to work our way up to pigeon pose over the next few weeks. So for now, this is the modified version of pigeon pose. Your left leg is bent. Your right ankle crosses over the left thigh. For some of us, this might be enough of a stretch. If you want more of a stretch, place your right hand on your thigh. Inhale, push your thigh away, and then exhale, back it off. So you should feel that right hip start to activate a little bit more. Your third and most intense option would be to bring your left leg towards your body, take your right fingertips through that window of your legs, interlace your fingers behind the left hamstring. So what you're doing simultaneously is pulling the left knee in and using that right elbow to press your right leg away. So this is a great way to practice pigeon pose. If you want more of a stretch, maybe point your left toes up toward the ceiling. Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, release. Hug your knees into your chest. Hugging your knees into your chest is the third way we're going to stretch out the lower back today. If you realize it's knees to chest again, just like we did standing, just like we did the child's pose. And now here we are on our backs. On your backs, you might start to feel that added little hip pressure in addition to the lower back stretch. So when you're ready, we're going to drop the feet back down. You have the option just kind of flipping your body around so that your head is where your feet are and your feet is where your head are, or you can just take your props and move them over to the left side. I'm just going to swing my body around. When you're ready, we're getting ready for the left side, so you can take the strap on the left foot. Straighten your right leg out for the mat. And then when you're ready, just rocking your body weight forward and backward. You should feel that same hamstring stretch on the left side here. Again, just being really mindful not to overdo it. The hamstring's a super delicate muscle. Having that soft little bend in your knee if you need it will give you this exact same stretch. Next, when you come back, you're going to line your heel and your hip up with each other as best you can and start to make some slow, soft circles with your heel about the size of an apple. So again, just bringing some mobility to the hip joint. And then circle out the other way. Good. Pausing here in the middle, you're going to send the strap into your left hand only. Your right arm will drop out into a T shape. Your books are right up against your left hip, and you're going to drop your left leg all the way out. So we want the right side of the body in that T shape because it's going to stay anchored down to the floor. The minute that you feel the right side of the body start to lean over to the left, that's the furthest point you're going to go. We don't want to go any further than that. If you get to that point and you still want more of a stretch, keep pulling your leg close toward your face. And same as the other side, you should feel that really big stretch on the inside of your thigh. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. 1 more inhale. Exhale out completely, and then use your next inhale to bring your left leg back up to the middle of your body. Strap stays, but you're going to transfer now to the right arm. Left arm drops out to a T shape. Take your left leg all the way over to the right. So I have my wall giving me a little extra support here. If you feel you do not need that extra support, you can explore trying to drop your left leg all the way to the floor. And again, if this is a stretch that is particularly challenging for you, I recommend having a wall or a table nearby. Or if you have a stack of books, stack your books up. Take for 2 more breaths. Use your next inhale to bring your left leg back up to the middle of your body. So we'll remove the strap, but we're still working the left side. You're going to bend your right knee, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, creating that figure 4 shape. So here we are, pigeon pose on our backs again. If you want to take regular pigeon pose, I'll always offer that option to you. You can stay here. If you want more stretch, place your left leg high and then push your thigh away from you. Exhale, back it off. So just kind of creating some more mobility in the hip joint. And then your third and most intense option would be to bring your right knee in towards your body. Take your left fingers in between that window of your legs. Interlace your fingers behind the right hamstring now. And you have the option to point the toes up for the ceiling. So what you're doing simultaneously is you're pulling the right leg in towards your body and then pressing the left one away. Last 2 breaths here. 1 more inhale. And then exhale, let that go. Hug both of your knees into your chest. Gently rock side to side. Massaging out the lower back. And getting ready for our final pose. So at Power 10, we don't usually practice Shavasana because there's lots going on around us, which is totally fine. At least we're getting the benefit of our stretch. But I thought this would be a really good opportunity to reintroduce Shavasana. So Shavasana is the last pose of yoga where you're supposed to lie down, close your eyes, and do absolutely nothing. It literally translates to corpse pose in Sanskrit. So I invite everybody just to lie down and close their eyes for a moment. Removing yourselves from any last thoughts, whatever's happening in 5 minutes, you'll get there. Any little movements, twitches, or shakes, just let that go. And allowing yourselves a moment of peace and stillness. Take a big inhale through your nose, exhale out through your nose. And for the next few moments, I just want you to breathe to my count, in and out through your nose. Inhale, fill up, exhale out. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Take 3 more breaths on your own, counting at your own pace. If you become distracted by thoughts or sounds, things happening around you, just begin to breathe and count again. Notice the sense of peace and stillness that you can create for yourselves, and how all it takes is just to breathe a little more mindfully. Throughout your day, off your yoga mat, if you find yourselves in a moment of stress, anxiety, or restlessness, just begin breathing and counting again, and notice the shift that happens. This is a wonderful tool to relieve stress, and it's available to you anytime you need it. Keeping your eyes closed and your attention inward, take 1 more big inhale, fill up all the way. Have an extra sip at the top, and then exhale out completely, emptying out the lungs. You can begin to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, reach your arms up over your head, point your toes away, finding a nice long body stretch. And then 1 more time, hug your knees in towards your chest, give yourselves a big squeeze. Gently rocking side to side over the lower back. And then when you're ready, you're going to roll all the way over to one side, take a little pause, give yourselves a moment to adjust. And then when you feel ready, press yourselves back up to a comfortable seated position. And you are all done today, everybody. Thank you. So I can stick around for a couple minutes if anybody has any questions or you'd like to run a couple things by me, any special requests, stretches you need. I'm here. I'm happy to help.